What's up? Today I'm going to be making a video called The Worst Episodes of Thomas. Top 10 Worst Episodes of Thomas. We're going to be starting off with the episode playing right now, Forever and Ever. Basically, this is the introduction of Nia, and she takes Edward's birth. Gordon, like me, can't even stand that because Edward is just a main character in the show, but I think he has different reasons, even though he wasn't that nice to Edward to begin with. It's kind of confusing. However, this almost makes Gordon look in the right because Nia is just a Mary Sue. It's just she's basically someone with a lack of flaws, and basically everybody likes her. Well, that is in this episode except for Gordon. Gordon just really doesn't like her, which I think is kind of funny. It made Gordon go up on my tier list. It's just my series, Gordon, just a real pain in the butt. So whenever I think of Gordon, I think of that one. I don't know how I made him that bad, but I did. Blame me if you hate him in that series. Blame me. Anyway, this episode is basically teaching kids change is good. Shut up. Change is good. Shut the heck up. Change should happen. Look, I'm one of the. I know I'm kind of on Gordon's side here. I'm kind of one of those people that's I'm barely an adult, but I'm not even. But still, I'm just not that much of a Change fan, to be honest. It's kind of hard for some people, and Gordon must be one of those people, and I can actually relate to him in this episode. I'm not really a Gordon fan. He's in my top 10 least favorites. I think he's probably like 7th least. He used to be 3rd, only Daisy and Vinny being worse. But now I found worse characters like Nia and Rebecca, Emily, Billy, yeah. If you're wondering, Emily, I could make a whole video about why I hate Emily. It's kind of a joke I use in the series, in my train series. It's kind of a joke I use in the series. Basically, it's basically in Salty Stormy Tale, she made this horrifying face when she got angry. It looked like was I going blind? Oh, look, there's Winston. Hi. Okay, that's all I have to say about this episode. Now time for number 9. Today, we're going to be talking about Tickled Pink. Oh, another CGI episode. What a surprise. And they're not even season 12. Even more of a surprise, because season 12 is probably like the worst season ever. But that's besides the point right now. Basically, this is just... I don't know. I don't really hate it. It just doesn't really stand out, in my opinion. I mean, sure, it's not the worst. There are far worse. It'd probably be better than Forever and Ever, except I don't even remember the episode until today when I was ranking them. James just is afraid of being colored pink. That's all I remember. And, yeah, it kind of suits his character, like he's red and proud of it, kind of like... Wait a second, that gives me a video idea, but that's irrelevant. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the episode. He's red and he's proud of it, kind of like, yeah, but whatever. It's just the plot kind of drags on for too long, in my opinion, and that's really it. Just have a color tantrum, pretty much. This is one train that's definitely not colorblind. I am on a roll today. Anyway, next we're going to be talking about the finale of a season. No, not Thomas Meets the Queen or whatever. Thomas and the Royal Engine, whatever it is called. Yeah, that was a special, not the last episode. The last episode was a worse, very, very worse. It was... Where do I even start with you? Well, yeah, this is a pretty bad episode finale. It's basically just Thomas is set to work with monkeys until he realizes his face is painted. Looks more like skin, to be honest, like human skin, human flesh, which is kind of weird. Yeah, that's basically. Wait a minute, this is a book story, not the actual episode. I need to play the actual episode. Okay, yeah, I actually can't find any other clips, so I'm just gonna say it right now. Thomas and Animal Friends sucked. Basically, it's just no. Basically, people start laughing at him because he's dressed up as like a monkey or something, and then like Rebecca like tells him like, if you imagine everybody else as animals, you can laugh at them back or something. And hey, it actually works, and everyone looks like they're furries. Yes, because why not? I'm pretty sure you guys, I really should have found a clip for this. I'm pretty sure you guys are already used to black screens on my channel due to my poor camera aim, especially in my new Roblox series. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, this episode is counting on Nia. I can sum this up. Nia don't know how to count. It's Nia's stupid complaining coach grandparents teach her how to count. She not dumb no more, and this flaw is never brought up again. Why isn't Thomas pulling Annie and Clarabelle in this episode? Is she doing that? Are the coaches just letting her do that? Like, you're not Thomas, bruh, who the heck are you? You're not Thomas. I mean, I'm getting considering how much of a hassle Thomas can be in the CGI episodes. Maybe they just wanted a new engine. Oh God, Rebecca. Oh my God, Rebecca's on screen. Everybody panic. Filler characters are on screen. Two of them in the same scene. How convenient. Anyway. That's it. Basically, Nia doesn't know how to count, so Annie and Clarabelle will have to teach her how to. Yeah, oh my God, this is so bad. This episode's so bad. I mean, Nia's an idiot. I get it. Nia's an idiot, but she's treated like she doesn't have any other flaws other than knowing how to count, and even that one gets fixed. And what's a female stereotype character that doesn't have any flaws and basically everyone likes her? Mary Sue. What's a boy version? Mary Sue. Gary Sue. Sorry, Gary. I forgot about that. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Counting on Nia. It's such a boring episode. Even more boring than Tickled Pink. This episode, I can just put it in one word. Out of character. And you'll see that pattern for the number 1 and 2 picks. Also, number 1 also involves Toby. What a coincidence. People just cannot write Toby after season 1. Maybe it's a disappearance of like George Carlin or something, or Ringo Starr, I don't know, but yeah. But I don't think anyone can write that Toby better than these two, and you'll see why. This season 5 episode is right after, I think, when George Carlin left the series, and soon, in like, what is this, like 9 years from now, he's gonna leave his life and die, which is sad because he was a good narrator, and also if you didn't know, he was a voice actor of Fillmore and Cars, but that's irrelevant right now. Anyway, this episode is just bad because they just couldn't find a way to write Toby. Like, he's all wimpy in this episode, and that's just so out of character for him. He's supposed to be like this, like the funny old grandpa of the trains, which is kind of funny considering he's only like 1 year older than Thomas, who's always like depicted as like the younger, stupider one. Well, that's Passion Percy, but Thomas is kind of stupid in the CGI ones, especially. You'll see later, but anyway, that's all I have to say about it. Also, rest in peace, George Carlin. If it was you that wrote Toby so well, or Ringo Starr, you're still alive, but if it was you that wrote him so well, I will thank you, or George Carlin. I don't know who wrote Toby better, but whatever it is, no offense to the narrator of this, but it just didn't work. Script writers, it didn't work. This, by far, is the most This episode, by far, is the most hint we ever get to Pedrists, other than, dude, You might say steam engine and diesel engines, however, due to their weak insults, I'm not going to count it. However, Edward is just so unbelievably cranist, I guessed, because he's insulting other machines for being built different or looking different or something. Basically, it's kind of like racism, I guess, but not really. It's kind of like racism, but not, kind of. Like this, there was an episode where we got hit by Cranky, so maybe that's where it stands from. However, he's just so unbelievably rude to this guy. Bro, he's just sitting there and he's making fun of him right in front of him, bro. He even goes up to him and is like, newfangled nonsense. It just drags on for the entire episode. He really just thinks Harvey's better than him because spoiler alert, Emily makes another creepy face in this episode. I've always hated her because, yeah, her faces should really go die in a hole. But whatever. This is just my opinion. Also, this is the second, I forgot to mention this in Toby's Discovery, this is the second non-CGI. CGI brought us a pretty bad episodes. Also, I'm going to mention, I think you can count season 12 as CGI. This probably is if you don't cause CGI as season 12, then, because they also have models, it would be number 2 is a season 12 episode, which could be counted as a model series. But most of the episodes I don't like are pretty much CGI. Most of the model series are bangers compared to some of them. And I actually was going to include, Rusty Helps Peter Sam, just because of how predictable the title is. But you'll see another predictable title on this list. Also, it's not just that. The plot's pretty bad, too. But this one is just the whole plot is just Edward is racist to cranes or something. I wish they did more with that, but they didn't. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad they didn't at the same time because it would kind of ruin Edward's character. No wonder he got kicked out of the STEAM team. I mean, come on, bruh. You're really going to be racist to someone you never met? I mean, that's cold, man. That's cold. Anyway, I wasn't around in the 1800s. I don't know about this stuff. Anyway, we know about train stuff. Is why I'm talking about it. Anyway, that's this entry. Next, we're going to number 4, which also has a predictable title. It has the worst title in the course of the series. However, there are 3 plot points that are even worse. This, by far, is easily the worst that I've ever seen in the Big World Big Adventures era. Other than the one before this. This one just focuses on Thomas. He made a mistake. The title even says Thomas makes a mistake. Yeah, but that's a pretty bad title. So, I doubt anyone watched it other than longtime Thomas fans to see how bad it's gone. And just when the TikTok couldn't get any worse, we got All Engines Go. And yeah. Also, sadly, I am not counting All Engines Go episodes because then we'll be here all day. Because All Engines Go episodes will probably share the same entry. Well, yeah, but that's besides the point. This episode is just bad. The title's bad. The characterisms are bad. The plot's bad. Everything's bad except for 3 episodes are worse, though. So, yeah, that's basically it. Bye. Okay, before we get to number 3, 2, and 1, it's probably a weird place to do it, but here are some honorable mentions. This isn't even an episode, but I still would count it. Bruh. Okay, that's all the ones. Also, for another honorable mention, I even made a review on this, but I ended up deleting it, because I don't know why, I just didn't really think it was needed. Oh, God. Where do I even begin with you? Rosie's Red. This one's just bad. We always knew that Rosie... I never would have gone so far to ship them just because Rosie idolized Thomas, when she first appeared. It's kind of funny, though, because, Ben and Diesel just, assume, oh, my God, bro, those two are so in love. But, really, they aren't. That's kind of funny. But also, it's kind of bad. Anyway... The episode is just no, it just doesn't do much for me. And honestly, the plot is horrible. No wonder they never brought this thing back. But the plot is really bad, and that's really all I could say. I mean, we all know that Thomas and Ashima is the real ship. Wait a minute. Didn't I also make a short? I mean, I made a short about it. Wait, didn't I also make a short? Wait a minute. Didn't I also make a short about Thomas X Rosie? Darn it! I'm contradicting myself from a year ago. Oh my goodness! Damn it! This I can sum it up in one word: broken fourth wall breaks. I love the fourth wall breaks in Thomas, and very rarely does it happen, but in this episode it does. Basically, Thomas wants to sing opera, but he's horrible at it, and in a bit of a fourth wall break, they make the glass on the TV shatter. Clever, I gotta say. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say other than this gives me headaches whenever I listen to it. Anyway, this was pretty bad. That's all I have to say. Skarloey the Brave. This is probably the most out of character Skarloey episode in any season. Skarloey slowly started to become out of character, but I think they got him back on track in the CGI series. However, his voice I could just never get back by. It's cool, but still, it's just. I mean, it's not only his voice, other voices. No offense to the voice actor. I think he did a good job, but I don't know. It's just, Skarloey just sounds like he just broke his, swapped out his mouth with, somebody else, because he did not sound like that at all in the model series. However, it is a cool accent, and I like how Rhaenyra and Skarloey don't sound a thing like each other, but they're supposed to be the same. So, yeah, this episode is just, no. Skarloey's so out of character in this episode, he's just afraid of something, and he has to get over it or something. And, honestly, they also did this, I actually kind of a reused plot. Because if Skarloey storms through, had the same exact plot. Where Skarloey was being wimpy. Okay, yeah, that's actually not being wimpy. That's actually concerned. But it's just Skarloey. It seems out of character. And the first one will also feature Rhaenyra and somebody else being out of character. And that is number one. This is what I mean by out of character. This isn't even from Big World Big Adventures, but still it's bad. I just hate how out of character Rhaenyra and Toby are in this episode. It never really felt like they did Toby right, as I've said previously. And Rhaenyra also kind of fell into that same boat as Toby, Skarloey and Toby. They went from being, the more, old and wise to just scary kids, pretty much. That's all I put it. Also, the whole standard gauge and narrow gauge combining thing didn't really work for me because it kind of ruins it. But I guess you can argue Stepney interacting with Thomas and friends, but that was kind of cool because we haven't got to see Class 40, who's probably the most underrated character in Thomas and Friends. But whatever. Actually, he's not. Boko is. Boko should come back to CGI. We all know it. However, part of me doesn't want that to happen because then he might come back into Origins Go. Mattel, if you are watching this, please don't put him back into that crap. No one likes it. Please don't. If we want to see Boko back, don't take it that way. However, I gotta say, I'll say one thing about this though. Is that the title is also predictable. Hi, you thought I was going to say a good thing about it? No, nothing is good about this episode. The title is predictable. Like, oh, I wonder what kind of express they're gonna pull. It's called the Christmas Tree Express. Oh, what if they're gonna pull like a pumpkin express or something? You see how stupid that is? Well, that's all today. Please subscribe and yeah, bye.